This is the new DJI O4 air unit. Or the O4 Lite, as we're all calling it. Who's naming this stuff? In today's video, we are taking a look at the new DJI O4 air unit, or again, O4 Lite, as we're all calling it, and this 3-inch toothpick build, of course, with the O4 inside. The main question everyone is wondering, is the O4 Lite good? Is it great? Or is it trash? Well, for those of you who don't want to hear what I have to say and you just want to see how this quad performs, go to this timestamp here. For the rest of you, stick around. We're gonna talk about it a little bit, go over some of the specs of the drone, and then we'll get into the flight footage. This is actually not a new build. If any of you watched my previous videos, a little while back, I did a build video with this with the Walksnail 1S board. So that was the original build design for this, and it performed so well. When I got rid of my Walksnail stuff, I just trashed the VTX and kept the quad in hopes that one day I would have another setup for this that would work. So if you want to see the specifics of building this quad, minus of course the O4 VTX and this specific canopy, look back in my channel and you'll find the HD toothpick video where I build this quad, of course with the Walksnail, but minus all that, you can see the build details and how I put it together if you're curious. So starting off with our frame here, this is the FPV Cycle TP3 toothpick frame. It's been great so far. I did buy 2 of them since they're priced so well, because of course with a toothpick, you're not really going for durability, it's just lightweight. For our motors, I went with these RC and Power 1204 8000 kV, and that kV paired with a 2S battery gave me the RPM I was looking for as far as spinning a 3-inch prop with this lightweight quad. I've ran this with both bi-blades and tri-blades. They both seem to work out great. For our all-in-one flight controller, it is a Beta FPV F405 V5. And for our receiver, we are using Express LRS. So there is I believe it's a Beta FPV single antenna receiver stuffed under the canopy there. Again, if you want the specific receiver, you can go look at the other toothpick video, but just any Express LRS receiver is fine as long as it's small enough to fit under that canopy. And then we've got the antenna just kind of sitting out there on the arm, just taped up. I know it doesn't look pretty, it is what it is. It works, works well enough for me. This canopy came from Rotor Riot. So they were the only ones that I could find that had a 3D print for a 25 by 25 stack. That way you could put it in anything you want. So, you know, toothpick build like this, a Mob 7, Mob 6, Mob 8, any of those, it will just mount to any, you know, whoop stack. So that worked out perfectly. It's got adjustable camera angle. So I bought this from Rotor Riot, but I think the person who's actually making them is Noozle 3D. So shout out to them and Rotor Riot. These prints are awesome. I actually bought a couple of them just in case I had a mishap and tore one or something, but it's been great. You can see the antennas just kind of zip tied up to the back there, just to kind of keep that out of the way. Again, I know it's not like the prettiest looking build, but it does work well. The batteries attach with these little rubber bands on the bottom here, which again, you know, we're just trying to save weight and make this thing as light and easy as possible. So the frame comes with a bunch of these really thick rubber bands, and that's what you attach. That's how you attach your battery. And it actually works out really well with the 2S batteries that I've been using. I've never had an issue with the battery slipping out or anything like that. As for the batteries I used on this build, I have these Tattoo R-Line 550 milliamp hour 2S packs and these G&B 850 high volt 2S packs. The 850s do result in a little more flight time, maybe like 30 seconds, 40 seconds. And the added weight, I guess, sometimes helps in windier situations, but either one of these batteries works really well with this type of build. Okay, so here we are for the flight test with the DJI O4 Lite toothpick. So this is not actually my maiden flight with this thing. I've flown it a couple times before, just to get the tune right and get it to basically fly correctly, which kind of was somewhat of a nightmare. I had some issues with tunes and the pulse width modulation, but I think I finally got it nailed down with a good tune and the correct PWM for the motors and all that. I think it's working good. The only thing we have to worry about today is it is a little bit windy. It's about 5 to 10 miles an hour wind. So that's gonna throw the quad around a little bit, make it kind of, you know, fly a little funky, lots of prop wash. that's all right. Hopefully it doesn't come through too bad on the footage. It says that it's about 37 degrees, but it feels like it's more like 32 degrees. So it's pretty cold today too. So we'll see how this thing runs, but that's okay.
Danger.
All right, we're armed and recording. Nice, and we're up. You can definitely see some jello in the footage already. Some jitters. I don't know if that's probably the PID tune or just the wind. I'm gonna go behind this concrete block here. We'll see the kind of range and penetration. Looks good, holding 46, you know, behind this concrete wall. Not too bad. Yeah, all that, we had to go through all that, and it's still doing good. So yeah, I think a lot of people do the Mob 7, Mob 8, whatever, but having like a toothpick like this, you just have so much more power and flight time. And this was not possible before because we didn't have an O4 Lite. Your only option was walk snail or possibly a naked O3, which, you know, you had to build yourself, and kind of a hassle. And even then, it's not nearly at the weight of this. You know, this is like 10 grams or so, and I don't know what the O3 naked is at its lightest, but still not as good. Yeah, the image is actually pretty good. Tune-wise, you know, things are looking pretty darn good. I don't know, I think a lot of times you're always gonna have small jitters, especially with these smaller quads. And we're getting pushed around a lot by the wind. Let's go over here. Don't wanna lose the quad in the train tracks, that would not be good. Definitely can feel some resistance with the wind, but thankfully, again, pushing 3-inch props, you know, helps quite a bit with power in these types of situations. So across this bridge. Now there's not a bunch of people. I don't want to hit anyone. That would not be good. It's pretty cool. What was I saying? It's hard to talk and fly. That was a weird move. Yeah, I'm not in the most comfortable position to be whipping, you know, freestyle right now, to be honest. My arms and hands are in a weird position. Totally forgot what I was saying now. Low battery. Hello, birdies. What are we at? We're at 3.5 minutes right now. We're at 3.6. Still cruising. See, the flight time on these is really good, which is a big deal. We're getting some battery sag when we push it, so it's time to come in. That's 5 minutes though, right there, 4 point whatever. Look at that, incredible. When it's this cold outside, 3D printed stuff becomes like rock solid plastic. It loses almost all of its flexibility. So something like this mount, this 3D printed mount for the O4, you know, if it's 80 degrees, it's nice and soft, which is another thing. I think maybe the vibrations could be from the cold weather, and it just sucks the flexibility out of this 3D printed mount, and it just becomes hard plastic basically. But even with all that, this thing's still performing really well. So again, like I said, we got about 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 50 seconds, whatever, on the 550 milliamp 2S packs. So now I'm gonna swap over to the 850 and we'll see kind of what we get with that. My quad's sitting a little funky and sideways out there, but hopefully when I arm it, the props don't smack the ground. Should be all right. And as soon as the sun went away outside, it's like freezing cold again. So maybe I won't go sit out there and fly. It's only warm when the sun's directly on you. Okay. Yeah, we're sitting all types of sideways. Recording with the quad. All right. Now we have a bit better of a flight position. So yeah, now we're on the 850s. A bit more weight, which could kind of help us to some degree in the wind, and then more battery. But as we all know, at a certain point, oh, a bird just flew in front of me. At a certain point, the weight doesn't add to your flight and actually takes away from it. So you always got to walk that fine line. I can really tell when I'm going against the wind because I have like no power. This thing's quick as hell. No real issues with it other than a bit of the wind. Whoa, getting close to the gate there. That's a little sketch. Doing good. Megabytes are hanging in there. Not that we're going too far, but you know, I'm sitting inside my truck and some of this flight is happening behind me. So as far as range and penetration, it seems to be pretty solid for your typical freestyle. Ah, there we go. There's some sunshine. Beautiful. Very nice. Let's see if we can land this. Ooh, overshot quite a bit. That's okay. There we go. Yeah, that was a good one. Very nice. A little scary for me because, again, I'm rusty, but that's okay. Oh, nice. What about inverted yaw? Yup, very nice. Oh, there's a pole there. Whoo, okay, gotta watch out for that. Then when we go with the wind, we got tons of power, speed. Look at that. Thing's cruising. Bit of vibration, that's okay. Man, this thing's fast as hell. Part of that's definitely the wind, but I was flying it before without having, you know, the wind to my back, and it's still, this thing moves. So yeah, we're looking past 5 minutes with this one, so I guess we do get a little added flight time. 5 minutes and 30 seconds. We're pretty much done here though. So I'm gonna come in for a landing. Beautiful. Okay, we're at another spot here. I just wanted to get some cool footage here. There's a big ass crane right over here. Yeah, there's a very tall crane right next to me. So hopefully the signal works, because it's like overhead at this point. Hopefully the signal works and yeah, we don't have any issues, so that would be good. Okay, we are armed and ready to go. So let's do it. And we're off. Big old crane. Look at this thing. Yeah, the flag is up here moving. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't want to run into the cab. Is there someone in there? No. It would not be a good idea to fly around a crane while it's being operated or distract the operator in any way. That would be bad. Look at this thing. Woo! Nice. Signal's looking good. As far as I can tell, LQ dropped a little bit there. Ooh. Yeah, we're going against, or we're going with the wind here. Oh boy, oh boy. Things are getting sketchy. Yeah, I can definitely feel the wind here. Look at that. Beautiful. Dive. Nice. Big dives. Woo. Very nice. Come in through here. If I were more confident in my flying, I would do a power loop through this. But
Actually, okay, we'll count that. We'll screw it. We'll count that as a power loop, even though it was kind of more of like a flip and then fly back through. Dive, nice. Oh yeah. Through here. It would really not be good to hit anything out here because this is all fenced off, obviously, and I don't want to get out there and like snap my leg trying to get my quad. So, yeah, not a good idea to crash out there.
Real quick before you guys go, I just want to say thank you so much for checking out my video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, or at least got some good info out of it. If you have any questions about the build, leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Thankfully, my channel is small enough that I can pretty much respond to everyone's comments, at least if I know the answer. And if you could do me a favor and like this video, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will see you next time.